Hello, everybody. So we had some technical difficulties. I am so sorry, but we are here now. So my name is Chef Erin, and I am with Sticky Fingers Cooking. What we are going to do today is we are going to make an incredible, brilliant Korean bibimbap. So this dish actually means that it is a stirred rice. So it's a mixed rice with all kinds of different goodies. And we're going to share that with you today and show you how we are going to do this bibimbap so that y'all can do this at home with your kiddos as well. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to start out by getting our veggies prepped and ready. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties, so we are working with an iPad in a crazy way right now, so bear with me, guys. So let's go with this Korean bibimbap, and we're also going to make it with our Sesame Crispies. Now, Sesame Crispies are going to be our sesame seeds that we toss in some of the flavoring that we do with the bibimbap, and that's going to be our topping on top. So this is a really great dish because you can actually make this dish in a mug, in a microwave, really easy for our kiddo chefs to do, and that's what we're going to show you today. Okay, so bibimbap, like I said, it's a mixed rice dish. It's been around from the 12th to 14th century. It's not a dinner dish, it's actually a lunch dish. That's the most common time that they eat this dish in Korea. Now the cool thing is once you learn the basic dish, you can go back, chefs, and you can make this all different kinds of ways with different veggies and get creative in your own way as well. Now we're going to use a secret ingredient because we do that in all of our classes, and our secret ingredient today is going to be a seed. It's a sesame seed. It's going to be actually from Indonesia is where it originated. Sesame seeds come in various different colors, and in India they actually believe that they represent immortality. They're definitely good for our forming red blood cells, healthy bones. They're for your blood vessels and in our immunity. And immunity right now, we all need that. So let's eat some sesame seeds and get to cooking. Now, most of our ingredients are really basic. We're just going to chop them up. We're going to use some leftover rice. So we all have those moments when we have leftover rice. And we're like, what do we do with it, okay? So here's our dish, chefs, that we're going to use with some of our leftover rice. The first thing I want us to do is we are going to slice up a small carrot. Now, when we're slicing up these small carrots, chefs, we're just going to make sure we always tuck our fingers in like a bear claw. These prevents the knife from cutting our fingers, okay? So we tuck those in, and we're going to cut these up into little bitty dimes, little slivers, so that way they cook really fast in our dish, okay? So we're going for little slivers like this of our carrots. So we're going to cut up our half of a small carrot. Really simple, okay? This dish is quick, a good 15 minutes. So we got half of our carrot cut up right there. The next thing we want to do is slice up our green onion. Green onion is a really mild onion, chefs. It has a wonderful flavor, really mild in taste for those who like a little onion, but not too much, okay? Now, since we are going to use these as the garnish, we're going to go ahead and use the top of the green onion, the green. It's a lot more delicate, okay? So we're going to slice those up as well. The same way, keeping those fingers tucked in, guys, using those bear claws. We always want to be aware of our blades and burners to keep ourselves nice and safe, okay? So we cut up one of those green onions, and this is going to be, see how those are? Really nice and fine. And those are going to be our topping for our bibimbap, along with our sesame seeds. The next thing we need to cut up is mushrooms. So we're going to use 2 cremini mushrooms. Now, when I cut up my mushrooms, I like to, guys, take off that little stem. Now, the reason why I like to do that with our kiddos, Thanks guys. The reason why I like to do this with the kids is to cut off that stem, is because when they lay this on the cutting board, it's not going to want to move all over the place, okay? So it's really important that when we're cutting things up, we provide that stability for our ingredients so we don't get any cuts as we're cooking, okay? It's back to those beware of blades and burners, and we make sure we cover all of that with our children. When we start our classes, we have our 6 alphabets, our ABCs. A is always ask an adult. So kids, remember in the kitchen, if you ever have a question, ask an adult. B, beware those blades and burners. That's what we're doing right now. We're being nice and safe with those. Now the ingredients are popping up right now in the chat. So if y'all want to make this afternoon, please do so. Now we got our mushrooms chopped. We got our green onion, our carrot. The next thing we need to work on, guys, is we need to cut up some of our bell pepper. Now, bell peppers come in various colors as well, but the great thing about bell peppers is the yellow, the orange, the red. They're really nice and sweet, chefs. So it's a great one to add to your dishes that you're not going to cook it a long time, all right? So we're just going to use 1/4 of our bell pepper. I cut it off of the bell pepper. Now when I'm cutting up my bell pepper, chefs, and keeping in mind, watching those fingers while we're cutting, when you're cutting, I never want you to look at anybody else but your knife. It's really important. We're going to cut it into little strips first, just like this, little matchsticks, and then we turn them the opposite direction, and we go again with our knife, chefs, and now we're cutting these up into a nice little cube, okay? And our chopped up cube is what we're going to put into our dish as well. All right, last ingredient we have to chop up before we get started is a clove of garlic. I love garlic. You can never have too much garlic for me. I'm going to show you another little Chef Aaron trick for our garlic. So, you ever notice how these are a pain to get the skin off? Well, here's my trick. You lay your garlic on the table. You lay your knife right on top of that garlic, chefs, and you just give it a little pop. When you do that, the skin peels right off, chefs. Look at that. Easy peasy. So now it also helps smash it up. So as we're chopping it up, it's not rolling all around the table, because if you've ever tried to use garlic and chop it up when you have it smashed it flies off the cutting board like crazy. All right, so garlic is ready. Now let's put our dish together. This is the fun steps, right? We got the cooking done. Let's get to the fun. So we're gonna grab a cereal bowl, okay? Now in our cereal bowl, we're gonna put our carrots. So we're putting just a regular cereal bowl, right? We're gonna put our carrots in there. We're also gonna put our bell pepper, okay? So Chef Aaron went with the red bell pepper today. We're also going to put in our 2 chopped mushrooms right inside that cereal bowl, guys. And the last ingredient is that garlic we chopped up right inside of our cereal bowl. Now, we have to add the flavorings that's gonna go with these. And what we're gonna use is a soy sauce, and we're also going to use a sesame seed oil. Now, soy sauce, in a lot of our Asian cooking, they balance sweet, salt, savory, and they believe in having it very simple. Simple, simple, simple. So what we're going to add is 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, chefs. Always when you're measuring, make sure your measuring goes right to the top of that spoon, and then we're going to pour that in. Double check your measurements always, chefs, and make sure you're getting the right one. Because you never know, if you're not watching careful, you might get the wrong spoon. And then it's going to make a very big difference in your recipe. Now, we're going to go in with our sesame seed oil. Sesame seeds, that was our secret ingredient. When you take the oil from them, you have sesame seed oil. To me, it's very peanut buttery. I love it. So we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of our sesame oil is going to go in there as well. Now, what we need to do once we add these two together is we're going to just give it a mix up. We're going to make sure everything is fully incorporated. Chefs, look at that pretty. I teach my kiddos in classes all the time, eat the rainbow. So eat all those fruits, eat all those veggies, guys. Hide them in your foods. If you don't think you like them, hide them. But anytime you think that you don't like something, I always say, guys, it's probably not because you didn't like it, the actual ingredient or recipe, but actually because you just didn't like how it was prepared. So get creative, get in the kitchen, explore, and find the things that make you happy, okay? So with our rice, we're gonna take 3/4 of a cup of our rice. Now, that's what I was telling y'all. We all have rice, always left over. How does that happen, right? Well, I'm gonna show you a neat trick to do with it. So a 3/4 cup of rice, guys, is gonna go into your mug, okay? Now, once your rice goes into the mug, the next thing we need to do is add in those veggies right into our mug, okay? So I'm gonna top our veggies right on top of that rice. I'm so excited, it's smelling so good in here. Now, you're gonna have a little bit of juice left over, right? The soy and the sesame seed oil that was in there. That's where we're gonna go ahead and add a teaspoon of our sesame seeds right into that, okay? So a teaspoon of sesame seeds right in, and we're gonna toss that around that leftover juice that's in the bowl, and this is gonna become our Sesame Crispies, okay? So nice little flavored up Sesame Crispies. Our rice is in the bowl, our veggies are in. We are gonna take a damp paper towel, okay? Now I say damp because we wanna help, first off, steam the veggies a little. The rice is gonna help it, and then it also stays on top nice and well. Once you cover this, guys, with a paper towel, we're gonna toss that baby into the microwave, and we're gonna microwave it on high for 1 minute, okay? When it comes out of the oven, out of the microwave for 1 minute, now we're gonna take the next step layer. The next step, guys, is we are gonna add our egg. Yeah, so we're gonna get some protein in the mix with these veggies and our rice, okay? Now, when we add the egg, what I like to do, chefs, is get a separate bowl. Because if for some reason your shell cracks into it, you wanna be able to get it out. And if you put it directly on top of here, it's a lot harder. So when you crack an egg, I want you to listen. You heard the difference? We're gonna put our thumbs right there in that crack, and we're gonna open nice and soft, okay? Now, the reason why we did that is because we wanted to keep our yolk, Chef Aaron's spilling. We wanna keep our yolk and nice and intact, and then we're gonna delicately, chefs, pour it right on top of our bibimbap, okay? So we poured our egg right on top of our rice, right on top of our seasoned veggies. Now we're gonna cover this back up with our damp paper towel, and we're gonna throw it in the microwave for 1 more minute, okay? When it comes out in a minute, I want y'all to double check your egg. If your egg does not look like it is fully cooked, pop it back in the microwave for 30 seconds more, okay? And then when it comes out, we're gonna finish it, chefs, with our green onions right on top. We're also gonna finish it with some of our sesame seeds, right? So we're gonna put our sesame seeds that we flavored up. These are our Sesame Crispies. They're gonna go on top as well. Our green onions, and then we're gonna finish it with nori. This is seaweed. It is a dried seaweed sheet. It's really flimsy, but it's really delicate. And the best way to do it, chefs, is actually. So I like to just go down and cut little strips, and some of them start to break on their own, okay? So that's cool though. You get different shapes, different sizes. You get your little bit of your nori, guys, that you cut up. You're gonna top that right on top of that egg with the sesame seed and all your goodies. And then, you ready? Voila for TV. I got a finished one for you. And here it is. Let me come closer. So here it is, chefs. You have a delicious, delicious dish. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, this recipe comes from one of our amazing recipes that we actually have in one of our books. It's called A Taste of, I'm sorry, I said a taste of. That's something else I'm going to tell you about. But it's called Global Taste Buds. It is a cookbook about exploring global cultures. And that is what Sticky Fingers is all about. We go to different countries in our mind. We try different foods. And this is one of those amazing dishes. Now, this month, we are going to be doing a taste of Europe for September. Then for October, we're going to be doing a taste of Asia. For November, a taste of the Middle East. So if y'all would like to join in on these classes and travel all over the world with us and try new foods, please join us on Tuesdays from 4 to 5 Mountain Time, okay? So you can join us, check out all of our recipes, learn these goodies at home, see how delicious, and we're going to try this in just 1 second. But if we have any kids on, I want to see if y'all can guess this really quick. Since we're talking about sesame seeds, let's end with a wonderful joke, and then we're going to try our dish and see what it tastes like, okay? But my joke is, and if any kids are watching, feel free to answer, why wouldn't sesame seeds leave the casino? Why wouldn't sesame seeds leave the casino? What do you have? Because they were on a roll. Sesame seeds on a roll. That was pretty good, right? So in our classes, they get to learn all about our food. They get to have some fun jokes. They learn the science behind the food as well, the health qualities behind it, and they get to try all new kinds of goodies. So thank y'all so much for joining me today as we cooked our bibimbap. I'm so sorry that we had some technical difficulties and came on later, but I'm so glad that I got to cook that with y'all today. Hopefully you try this food at home with your kids and your family and love it just as much as I do, okay? So here we go. Let's see. Oh, I like how the egg cooked right in. Ooh, the rice. Look how the rice got the color from the soy and from the sesame oil. Look at that. My egg is cooked through. You see the beautiful color of the veggies. I'm so excited. Here we go. Ooh, if you, that is really good. Really good. It's nice and flavorful. Perfect salt. I love the nuttiness of the sesame oil as well. The sesame oil took it over the top, honestly, for me. Absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to do this again and switch it up and try it all kinds of new ways. So hope to see y'all again another time. Hope you enjoy these recipes, and hope you try these at home with your family. See you later. From Chef Erin to yours.